The situation unfolding between Israel and Iran represents a major turning point in the already tense and volatile Middle East. In what can only be described as a significant escalation, the Israeli military has confirmed that Iran has launched a large-scale missile barrage targeting key areas in Israel, including Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. This aggressive move comes amidst ongoing hostilities in the region, particularly in the context of the Israel-Hamas war and Israel's broader military operations against Iranian-aligned Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. Air raid sirens began sounding across Israel late Tuesday night as missiles rained down on cities, including Tel Aviv, where dramatic footage shows some of the rockets exploding midair in bright orange flashes. This was likely due to the effectiveness of Israel's Iron Dome defense system, a vital shield that intercepts and destroys incoming short-range rockets and artillery shells. Reports indicate that between 150 and 200 missiles were launched, a massive and coordinated attack that has heightened fears of a more extensive regional conflict. This latest assault by Iran is believed to be a retaliation for the reported assassination of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah, an act attributed to Israeli forces. Iran, a longtime backer of Hezbollah and other militant groups opposed to Israel, had earlier issued strong warnings that any such actions would not go unanswered. Israel, for its part, has made it clear that it holds Hezbollah and Iran responsible for much of the violence emanating from Lebanon, and it has targeted Hezbollah's infrastructure in recent military operations. Iran's decision to unleash this barrage, especially following its previous missile and drone attacks on Israel in April, signals a worrying shift toward more direct military engagement between the two nations. What makes this event particularly concerning is the nature of the missiles reportedly used in the attack. While the Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, have not confirmed specific details, U.S. intelligence had previously warned of the potential use of ballistic missiles by Iran. These missiles, which can strike targets within minutes, pose a greater threat due to their speed, range, and payload capabilities compared to drones or cruise missiles. The scale and intensity of the attack highlight the deepening regional animosities. Hezbollah, Iran's most powerful proxy group, operates from Lebanon and has long been a thorn in Israel's side. In response to Hezbollah's provocations, Israel has recently launched ground operations into southern Lebanon, targeting Iranian-backed Hezbollah positions. This ground invasion marked a major escalation in Israel's military strategy, and Iran's subsequent missile strikes can be seen as a direct response to both the assassination of Nasrallah and Israel's operations in Lebanon. The international community is watching closely as the possibility of all-out war looms larger than ever. The White House has reacted swiftly to Iran's actions, with President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris monitoring the situation closely from the White House Situation Room. The U.S., a longtime ally of Israel, has committed to aiding Israel's defense efforts, with reports indicating that American forces are prepared to intervene if necessary, including the potential to shoot down additional Iranian missiles. This level of U.S. involvement adds a global dimension to the conflict, increasing the stakes for other regional powers like Russia and China, who have their own interests in the Middle East. As Iran's missile barrage unfolded, Israeli authorities urged citizens to remain vigilant, with Home Front Command instructing residents to follow safety protocols strictly. The missile strikes come at a time when Israeli security forces are already grappling with domestic threats, including a terrorist attack in Jaffa, southern Israel, where reports indicate that at least 8 people were killed in a separate but likely related incident. The simultaneous occurrence of these violent events underscores the severity of the security challenges facing Israel as it battles enemies on multiple fronts. Despite the scale of the attack, initial reports from Israel's emergency services suggest that the Iron Dome system has successfully intercepted many of the missiles, preventing large-scale casualties. However, the sheer volume of rockets and the involvement of ballistic missiles represent an unprecedented challenge. The Israeli government has vowed to retaliate, with the IDF stating that there will be severe consequences for this attack. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, known for his hardline stance on security, is expected to intensify military actions in response to the Iranian aggression, potentially leading to a full-scale war in the region. This attack represents more than just an isolated incident between Israel and Iran. It is the latest in a series of tit-for-tat actions that have drawn in multiple actors across the Middle East. Hezbollah, Hamas, and other Iranian-aligned groups have long posed a threat to Israel, but the direct missile strikes from Iran signal a shift towards more overt and dangerous confrontations. The implications of this escalation are profound, as it risks drawing other nations into the conflict, whether through alliances, defense commitments, or retaliatory measures. Countries like Saudi Arabia, which opposes Iranian influence in the region, and Turkey, which has complex relationships with both Israel and Iran, may also find themselves entangled in the conflict. The geopolitical ramifications of this escalation are immense. A full-scale war between Israel and Iran would likely destabilize the entire region, impacting global oil markets, refugee flows, and international security. Diplomats around the world are undoubtedly scrambling to prevent further escalation, but with both sides committed to aggressive military strategies, the path to de-escalation appears narrow. In summary, Iran's missile attack on Israel marks one of the most significant escalations in the ongoing Middle East conflicts, with the potential to trigger a broader regional war. As Israel responds and the international community watches closely, the world is on edge, hoping to avoid the catastrophic consequences that could follow from such a dangerous confrontation.